wrong? I can't hear anything.
Hello. Welcome to, we skipped last week, so it's been a minute since we've been on, so welcome to Old Gray Bricks. We're hanging out here, and we are all, we're actually all kind of building things or looking at Bricklink things, so, you know, if all of a sudden there's dead air, just keep watching.
Just share the screen.
That's right. Already we have some folks in the chat. Steve is here. Steve Yogan is here. We're all full of Steves today. All the Steves. Fall Equinox is here. Hello. Steve Entertaining Lane is here as well. So anyway, everybody, I am rebuilding old shelf mocks to go back on my shelves. I've also acquired a rather interesting bit of neon for my Lego room. It cost me tens of dollars, actually $10 at Walmart. So there it is right there.
So you said you're building mocks or sets?
I'm putting back together mocks that I've had on my shelf on display. So I'm in the classic space mock category. So
do you have criteria for what you're putting back up?
Just the themed stuff that I like. We'll go back on the shelves. I have 3 or 4 shelves kind of repopulated now and everything. So there has been some that I'm like, nah, I'll just sort that back out. So
you like classic space, really?
No, I'm just getting into it. Just trying it out for a season.
Well, it's really cool.
Yeah,
stick with it.
It will. That may be a thing. I may make
there's some cool sets. You should go back and re-brick them all.
Well, I heard there's a guy named Dana who obsessively compulsed over doing that, so there's no challenge there anymore. So
there's no Dana here. I don't know who you're talking about.
That's right. Oh, I should be able to have that GIF right there. Oh, there it is. Look at that. There it is. Dana has not joined us today. But while we do have one of our Canadian friends in the room, I would like to say happy 41st anniversary today, 41 years ago, one of the greatest movies of all time, if not the greatest piece of Canadian literature, art, and cinema was released.
So
and there it is right there. Oh, okay. Strange Brew, one of the best movies ever made, was released today, 41 years ago. So,
take off, poser.
Beauty, eh?
So I'm not sure how you know that, because it's not like it's something that has hit our news waves. Of course, I haven't really been listening to the news today, but it's definitely not like the the breaking news for the day here. So
priorities.
Yeah.
Can I tell you, I weep for your children to not know this bit of history, and I mean, that's your Academy Award winner right there. They just gypped you that year. I'm just being honest.
It's a holiday here in the States. We celebrate the release of Strange Brew. I can't believe they don't do that in Canada.
They're hosers. What can we say?
They are hosers.
Take off, eh?
Beauty. That was in the rotation of like the Friday night movie, me as a nerd as a kid, Legoing at home with no friends. I mean, I'm being honest. Strange Brew was in that Strange Brew, Airplane, Blazing Saddles. Those were the movies that were constantly in rotation for me to either go rent or I owned it. I love me some Strange Brew. Actually, I think I had it taped off of my brother's RCA Laserdisc copy. I believe I did a video, put it to VHS, and so I watched Strange Brew quite often.
I like how you made sure you said you were a nerd as a kid as opposed to a nerd as an adult.
Yeah.
Definitely not anymore.
Yeah.
No, not anymore. Not anymore. Not at all. But anyway, yeah, that came across my feed, and it was, I don't know. I thought it was great. So thanks, Canadians.
For me, I grew up in circles where we weren't supposed to watch movies with swearing and sexy thing. So I have watched The Princess Bride enough times in my teenage years that I will never, ever, ever want to watch it again. So it kind of beat that movie to death. Like,
As you wish, I guess.
and The Man from Snowy River, like, how did this become like some kind of like, I don't know. It also had like very platonic romantic element, so it was allowed to watch.
It's funny. I had less of a sheltered growing up than you did. So
My dad wouldn't let me watch the Smurfs.
What?
they were demonic.
Apparently, like,
Oh,
is it Gilgamesh? Apparently, he had a problem with Gilgamesh.
Gargamel.
Gargamel. Gilgamesh was at
Exactly.
Uruk. Picard tells that story, but
Wrong G.
that was an amazing accidental confusion. I love that.
Gilgamesh is a demon, right?
Gilgamesh is a Sumerian man hero who defeats like the darkness or something.
No.
Been a while,
How
but
would
like the-
Swami
the ep-
Samsonite. Oh.
the Epic of Gilgamesh is literally one of the oldest known stories that we have in all of literature. But so you know, at least you went for a golden oldie there. So
I'll take it, I guess.
yeah, just win that battle. You got it. It is yours. All right. Well, let's spin around the room. We'll start with Steve, since he's right here at the bottom corner. Steve, what's going on in your world, man? I love the Golden Girl shirt, even though I hate that show.
I was going to share this last week, but we didn't have the show. My neighbors
There
dropped off some Lego for my kids, but I bogarted it all. And there was some old stuff in it. There was a Harry Potter Hogwarts Express set from like really long ago, and actually there was a 1999 Star Wars pod racing set. So I got some sweet minifigs. I got Jar Jar. It's like Jar Jar. I got a bunch of minifigs with yellow extremities. It's weird because I got into Lego kind of recently, so all the Star Wars figs I've ever seen were flesh colored skin. So I got like a Qui-Gon Jinn. Check that guy out.
Yeah, he's worth about $20.
I'm not sure. But
Yeah, he is. I'm just telling you.
Oh, I got a $20 Qui-Gon Jinn, and some other guys. Weird seeing like Harry Potter with yellow skin is kind of weird, but I don't know. Been working on my mock. Got pretty far. It's kind of melted my brain, so I'm taking a break from it, and I like to take periods of breaks and just like clean up my workstation, and helps me stay creative and organized and inspired. So just that's what I got going on.
It'd be nice if you lived near me. You could do that at my house too, if you want.
Yeah, maybe for a little bit of give me like something like the percentage of what I clean up. Yeah,
Could give you some yellow faced Lego minifigures since you're too young to remember them.
yeah. Probably got it.
So that Qui-Gon Jinn was like one of the first Lego Star Wars sets. Period, most likely. One that
I looked it up. It was from '99.
There it is.
It's got like it's pretty funny how far like Legos come. Like the I don't know what to call it, the carriage, and then the two like rockets that go in the front. They're all attached by tan base plates, like tan 2x16 plates. It's kind of funny how like the building techniques have come so far, where we're not having things just attached by plates. It looks pretty tacky and not that great looking, but whatever. I haven't decided if I'm going to keep them or if I'm going to part it out. I don't know.
Those vintage 1999 sets, there's a market for those. I mean, there are, especially if you get them all back. If you have like the one with Jar Jar and the little battle thing with the whatever the donkey pink critter that pulled those things or whatever. I can't remember what you call them. Those are pretty rare. So
I was looking through the set inventory, and there is no Sebulba, so that kind of stinks.
wah, wah.
I know,
Too
but
bad.
he's not that expensive. So if I really
Sebulba's
wanted him,
easy to Sebulba's very easy to get.
Yeah, he was a weird molded Sebulba then. It was just
Yeah.
like one little spindly little piece of plastic.
it almost doesn't. It almost doesn't look like Lego.
No, it does not. Yeah, I grew up with yellow Lego Star Wars figures too and everything. Yeah, if you got buckets of those old Star Wars figs, those are actually collectibles. You can whatnot the snot out of those. So, yeah, that should be their phrase now. Whatnot the snot out of your collection, and they're cool. All right. Speaking of a guy who liked Lego when they were just yellow figures. Hello, there's Jeff. Hello, Jeff.
I was going to say, speaking of Scott.
Yeah, I thought you could do something related to sun. I'm like, hey, it's not winter. So.
It's not winter.
It's not winter yet. Yeah, exactly.
Did you de-beard yourself?
I shaved 2-3 days ago. I shaved like once a week.
Okay, you were bearding up a little bit. I seem to remember.
So what you're telling us that bearding is not a choice; it's just an indication of your level of laziness.
Yeah, pretty much.
Isn't that the case with everyone?
Yeah,
pretty much.
I usually will go until it starts getting to the scratchy phase, and I know if I wait like a day or two or maybe a week, I don't know, it'll eventually pass. But at that point, it's like, get this thing off of me, right? So, yeah. But I've been working on castle-related stuff. My castle's actually missing. Not missing, but I mean parts of it are like right here. And parts of it are in bins because I've basically disassembled the castle now that I've got the keep done. We kind of rotated half of the castle over so I could start working on some green space, which, I've done a little bit of work on, but it's nowhere near completed. And I'm not even sure what I'm going to do. Like I wanted to do farmland, things like that, and I'm not sure what it will look like at the moment, even though I'm starting to, lay the base of the grass, the ground in. I'm also debating kind of rearranging just basically rotating my desks here, because I tend to build on this table behind me, which is like a 24-inch deep table. But the one I'm actually at right now is will fit 2 48 base plates deep. So I'm thinking of basically taking my L-shaped desk and rotating it, half one direction and then putting the table that's here over there. So possibly by next Monday, I'll be streaming from a different angle, probably looking more that way. But so that's in my, thought process right now. I did get a chance to get to Costco this weekend, and I got the Lego delivery truck, and this guy, which is pretty nice.
I was going to say that's not the delivery truck.
No, this is not the delivery truck, but this model's a pretty fun build. I love the bright light orange color. It actually has a new part, which New Elementary just posted about the past few days, which is like a 3-long bar that they're using for basically the cylinders and for the cylinders right up in here. So it's a pretty nice build. I enjoyed it. Even put the stickers on it because it's that nice of a build, and just the roundness at the back, just the way they made everything nice and round is just beautiful. So yeah.
So you're saying Diggers got back? Is that what you just?
Sorry, a Digger got back. Is that what you're saying? Yeah.
Yes, that's what I said.
It does definitely stick out of the. So I mean, yeah. So there's a lot back there, for sure. But oh, and I'm also loving, just because I just saw it again, the little 1x1 stripe tiles are pretty nice too.
Oh, nice.
Definitely get more of those on Lugbolt.
Are those printed?
Yeah, they're printed 1x1s. I'm hoping eventually they come out in the yellow and black scenario version as well, but we'll see what it is. Yeah, what he said. Other than that, I did place an order last week. My kid wanted a gift for his female friend. They're not dating yet. He bought her the Lego.
Soon.
Yeah, pretty much. He bought her the Lego Technic bouquet. No, not Lego Technic bouquet. Sorry, the latest wildflower bouquet. He wanted to get it for her. So because there was double gift for purchases, I ended up saying, well, I'll just tack on to that order to get for I'll tack on that order, and I got the Quinjet because this one caught my eye from last year, and this one is end of life at the end of the year. So I figured I might as well get it now while I can. So eventually I'll build that, but you know, it's also got a lot of figures in it that are in the Avengers Tower, which I probably will never buy because of the price prank. So I figured, at least I'll get some of those figures. Get another iteration of Iron Man, Mark, whatever. So yeah.
Cool.
And right now I'm just reviewing a document for Dana that he sent to me over the weekend to look at. I won't say what it is because I don't know if I should. But if you know Dana and you know that he sometimes puts out documents of instructions, you can probably figure out what it is.
So we have Dana's document, but no Dana. Was that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I see.
Unless he's in the green room right now, going, "Hello, guys."
He has the keys.
He can let himself in. Yeah.
So Dana is alive, is what you're telling us.
He was alive on Saturday. It's either that or he's a bot, and his bot was active on Saturday.
Well, that's very possible.
That is possible. Quite possible.
So
quite possible. Jeff, are you? It's mafia stuff. Jeff, tell everybody about your show on Wednesday. We haven't pumped that lately, and I realize I haven't lately.
Oh well, no need to, but we do a show on my channel, VW Bricks, on YouTube, Canadian Brick Builders, where there's 2 or 3 of us, sometimes 4 if we're lucky. Matt joins in occasionally when he's not hockeying. He's the only guy in our group. No, that's not true. I was gonna say he's the only guy in our group that actually does play hockey, but David Sincere, who's been on the chat, I think he's joined us live once as well here. He's also he co-hosts with me. Of course, he recently had a flood in his house because Quebec got rained on heavily, or no, the hurricane
either. Like literally,
they got hurricaned, and so he hasn't been on for a few weeks, but hopefully he'll join us again shortly when his basement is a little bit more manageable.
Yeah, I meant to ask you about that because I'd seen that, and I guess since we got the brunt of a bunch of rain and we were having to deal with it, I didn't pay attention to really where Debbie went after she left here. But apparently, you Canadians had a bunch of rain and stuff.
Yeah, Debbie met up with another storm system as it got into the Quebec region. I was right on the edge of it. We got a little bit of rain, but it wasn't anything like they got in Montreal, where they literally got dumped on. Oh, that's beautiful. I love your old mocks, Chris. Your new ones are good too, but
this one's fairly recent, like within the past 5 years, I think.
Okay. Well, you said you were putting together older mocks, so I assume.
Yeah. They're this one is old. This one is like 15 years old, but I still love it.
Yeah.
So the version of the Starship Voyager set. Anyway, well, I hate that for him. Did it do like a lot of serious damage, or just get water standing for a while? They had like a 2 to 4 inches of water in the basement. Like they've got like a sloped laneway into the garage, like a sloped garage, or a below grade garage, so the water came in that way. Apparently his neighborhood, their drainage systems weren't maintained properly as well, so we don't know if he's not sure if he'll maybe be able to claim some back from the actual city, but so he's basically removed like a couple of feet of drywall all the way along the basement, ripped up all the flooring and stuff, and he had a few Lego sets that were in box still, that were old antique ones, like older, like classic sets. A few of them got destroyed. But I mean, you can still use the bricks and that, but the instructions and everything else are gone in the boxes. So, but what can you do? Well, I'm glad they're okay and everything. Yeah. So, I think the river here that flooded, and it was nerd me watching it. I mean, it was record height, and it is actually even this far inland from, because we're, 10, 15 miles inland from the coast, or more than that, actually. But it's still a tidal river, even at this part of it, and in the swamps and stuff. So if you watch the gauge on the river, it fluxes with the tides, right? But when it got over its banks and everything, it was so full of water, the gauge wasn't reading the tide. It was overwhelmed. But as it came down, there was a certain point as it began to drain, then you could start to see the tide bouncing up and down in the water. I thought that was absolutely cool, and it's probably the dullest thing ever, but it was still cool because you could see the pattern and all that kind of stuff. So
yeah,
you really know how to party, Chris.
I do. I really do. That's what I. What is he looking at on the internet? I'm looking at the gauge of the Ashley River at Cooper's Crossing. Cook's Crossing. Thank you very much.
Sure.
Look at it moving. Look at there. Wow. Yeah. Anyway. All right. So let's see. Matt, tell us about your hat.
So this is a hat I've been wanting for a while since I saw it. This is the Montgomery, Alabama Biscuits, and a lot of minor league hats will do one-offs or alternate logos, and they do a lot of stuff that's like Hispanic culture. But the Montgomery did kimchi, and when I first saw this hat, they did not have it in my size, so I definitely wanted it because I love Korean food, and I live on the northeast side of town. I have a pretty good number of Korean students, and we love to go out and get some Korean takeout or dine out, whatever the case may be. So I was very happy. I got this. It came back into my size. I got it last week, and it showed up. So that's pretty cool. That's the hat of today. After weeks of me having no Lego to talk about because I was sorting, I'm done. So my aunt visited, and literally, and Anita, I hope you're not listening. The day after she left, I moved all of the Lego back onto the guest bed. So like I now have the build space, and I finished putting away the last bit of the stuff that I had sorted and bulk lug, and I had finally finished up for my build for Adam, aka Ant Bandit. So like I have a build space, and my next big project is doing some stuff for the Neo Atlanta, and so I may actually use a part that I bought in huge quantities in a bulk lug. So this black frame is kind of just the basic structure. So I'm going to build 3 of these tall, a tower for the Neo Atlanta at our Atlanta BrickCon in February. So anyone who's watching who plans to be here, you'll get to see this in person. And this is not in any way finished, but I was just kind of seeing what it would look like with these garage door panels turned on their side. And they actually like rest on each other in a fairly stable pattern. Now I would push it up a little bit, or maybe I'd put something in between. I don't know, but just kind of a proof of concept. So this weekend I had some fun getting some stuff out, just playing around with potential elements that I might use. And another thing that another way to use it is I was using these garage doors and putting them on there's like a trans clear quarter walls on the inside, and then trying different light arrangements. And so I put some of these little tiny lights I got from Amazon 2 years ago and turn the lights off to see what that would look like. I have a bunch more of these green and the orange and the pink and the yellows coming. So I have enough that I could probably do one wrap around the tower if I want to go that direction. So just to show you, like, I have enough of these trans clear parts to wrap two levels of the tower all by itself.
It looked like you were serving drinks a few moments ago.
Well, yes. Or someone said with the lights in, it looked like votive candles. So that I could see that once someone pointed it out. There's also a new addition to the Lego room, which I found at IKEA. I was in IKEA and I was looking at their lighting section, and they had this.
Ooh.
Hey, I got Yeah. Did you
Wore
not
it
notice?
better.
It rotates colors. The colors are not showing up very well. Oh, where'd you get that?
Walmart.
I think Matt went up to you though because his looks bigger.
It is bigger.
Comparing fast.
It purrs when you pet it too, but
Mine doesn't change colors, so
yeah, it rotates colors. I don't know. I didn't read the instruction very carefully. It might be possible to lock it in. So if I wanted to do the red or the yellow, I could do it. The color is really not showing up on the camera, but in person, it's much more vibrant. I don't know. If it's just
Hold it against your face. It is reflecting off your face when you kept on turning it towards you. Yeah, it reflects off your face as like you can see the tones.
So there's
There's
the
magenta.
it's pretty red. It looks like Classic Space now. It's pale green.
boy, is your face red.
So I need to get an extension cord though, so I could like set it up behind me. I'm actually very disappointed at how poorly it shows up on camera. That's not nice. I mean, it looks great in the room, especially once I turn off the overhead light and it's just sitting there and it rotates through the colors. I kind of poke my head in or I run in here to grab something. It just gives a just enough light that, like, if I'm going to carry something in my Lego room, I don't just like turn the overhead. I'm just going to set it on the countertop.
Matt, quick question.
Yeah.
Aren't you said you didn't get a chance to really read the instructions? Aren't the instructions usually pictures in IKEA catalog?
Yeah, but there was something about you could use like a controller or something to.
I'm just bugging you anyhow. I just,
Well, the instructions are all written in, the Swedish chef language, so I can't.
Yes, exactly.
I'm sorting to this bin of leftover parts, and are these supposed to fit together? Because I can't figure out how.
They're made to form a loop, like a racetrack loop, so they won't form into a perfect cylinder when you join them all together.
So they're twisty, like
they're offset by like 8 studs when you do a full ring.
Where'd it go? I just had it. Oh, here we go. Like this.
Yeah, like they're angled, right?
But it's not.
Oh, that's not the part?
Piece. Yeah, this piece is a straight and this is a curve. So I have this curve section from a set. And if you look, and it's probably hard to tell on screen, but if you look carefully, they don't curve. They're just.
Oh, okay.
But what I was trying to figure out is you can't actually, I could use like 3 brick long Technic pins to slide, to line it up and then push it through. But like the way the pins are put in, I'm not sure how you would join it to another part. Anyways.
Are they axle holes all the way through, or are they pinholes?
They're the rounded holes without the plus.
The pinholes, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
did they interlock within each other, or?
Well, I just assume that you could connect them like that. I mean, they would line up if I had like the 3 long Technic pin, but
yeah, that would. I was about to say the 3 long Technic pin would do it. So.
Yeah, you could put it on the inside so that the blue part, is right there.
Or use those Technic connectors, the axle hole connectors, and then you can put axles inside as well. Right, like
cool.
I mean, the to join 2 axles together, the 2 long axle.
The long.
Well, there's like there's a 2 stud long one, and then there's a 3 stud long one. The 3 studs are in the flowers to join the stems together and stuff, like just to extend the length of an axle.
Yes.
So, like you could use those, and then you could just push axles in through the top and bottom. That would give you a way to add some color too. Although there might be trans blue ones like that. Checking.
Axles would come in trans colors?
No, the connectors.
Oh, okay.
Because I think lightsabers. I think at some point, I think there were some lightsabers that were built with like Technic lightsabers for some of the original Technic sets. They used to have the Technic characters, like Count Dooku or whatever. I think it was years ago. I'm looking. I'll put a link in chat if I find it.
So I've got one more thing that I've been working on, and that is I also reorganized my office and I moved my pile of shame, which was in 3 different closets in the house, into one closet. in my office, which made me feel even more ashamed when I realized how much unbuilt Lego I own. And I mean, the one thing about that is that if I decide I don't want to build something, it just goes to my Bricklink store. So sometimes I buy things that I'm a maybe on, and then I put it in my Bricklink store. So that might happen with some of the set stuff. But one that I've been wanting to build, and I broke out, and Ant Bandit stopped by on the weekend because he desperately needed some medium Azure parts to finish something he was working on. And he did a review for this, but I am 1/3 of the way through the Tower of Barad-dûr.
Nice.
And on the inside, it's got a lot of it's got a anvil, guy making weapons, skeleton dangling in the cage. One of the couple of things about this that I liked is, and I don't know how well this is going to show up, but I'm going to try to lift this up. But these, like, if you've seen the movie, you know, it has a lot of spiky bits. And so they're trying to make it so you can get this kind of spiky stuff. And they're using the snot brick that's rounded on the inside so that when you go to set it, the old bricks wouldn't work because the corners would hit and you couldn't place them like this. But the new rounded snot brick, you can pull something like this off. So that's probably my favorite part. I mean, the one comment, Adam did a set review and he's like, well, how do you like it? And I said, well, it seems like there's some needlessly complex rock work. Like they're just going to give you something to do. But I like it. It's an interesting build so far. There are two more sections. They become more towery. This is the base part. So there's 3 booklets. So I finished the book 1 is the base section, and then there's a middle and a top one. And in my Lego room, there's the other tower, the Tower of Ornthak's up there between the Star Wars stuff. So I think the new tower is going to go over there on the other side of the Millennium Falcon. So we will have the 2 towers right up there with the Falcon in between. And I'm all done.
I think the thing I like about that, I wasn't sure I would like it, but now that I've seen it a couple of times, is how they put the glow of the lava into the walls by doing the colors of dark red and orange and stuff like that. At first I was like, why? But now it looks really good because it's a kind of a clever rendering. I think it's a kind of a bold choice for them to do. And I think it's good. I like it.
Yeah, the other thing I would say, and it's the same comment I had when I built that Tower of Ornthak, is that the instructions in a mostly black building are a pain in the butt to read. Mm-hmm. There's just sometimes you're like, wait, it was 3 steps back. It's just really easy to miss it. And definitely there were a number of times where I got somewhere and I'm like, wait, how's that built? Oh, I must have missed something. So, even the colors sometimes on the printed page from one page to the next, like the dark gray versus the black versus dark brown. Sometimes it's not as obvious what color you're supposed to be putting on there. But I think for the most part, they did a pretty good job of spacing the bags out in such a way that you didn't have the same piece with the same number of studs in 2 colors. Like, so if you got a 1x3, it was only in brown, and then the 1x4s were all in black. And I'm guessing that was on purpose, maybe to make it harder to make errors. My hunch is that the Tower of Ornthak probably had the most calls to customer service where people are like, I didn't get this part in black. And they're probably like, well, you probably did. You just put it in a spot where dark gray is supposed to go and you didn't know. So I'm guessing that Lego did some idiot proofing in the instruction manual and the bagging. I'd love to talk to somebody who actually designed the set to see if that's the case, because I have a hunch that's what they did.
Good chance.
Matt, that panel you were showing, the trans blue one,
yes,
it was never actually used in a ring. It's only used as like windows in 2 sets.
Okay. So
that's why that's why it probably doesn't go together. They don't go mesh well together.
They weren't supposed to be adjacent.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Lazy designing right there.
Oh, and so The other thing that happened is I want to use a part that Jason Santee and our lug put on our bulk lug list a while back. So on the Neo Atlanta, we're supposed to really try to use lighting in interesting ways. And so Jason ordered this, and I think only 2 other people in the lug ordered it. But this is a part that only came in Lighthouse set, and it's the Fresnel lens. I'm not sure how you pronounce it.
Fresnel, I think you got it.
Yeah, so I'm curious to see if I put like a green trans brick behind it and then shine a light through it. Will it display the light, or will it just look like a porthole? But I want to play around with this piece, and of course, being bulk lug, you had to order at least 25. So I have 25 of them, and I don't know what else. You could use these for like portholes on a spaceship or a cruise ship or something maybe, but the other thing that's interesting about it is I'm trying to think about what the size of the lens part is. Is that system? Would there be anything that would make a ring around that? I'm wondering if the 4 panels will fit around that.
There's like a 4x4 round plate with a hole in the middle, like a 2x2 hole in the middle. That would.
I'm just wondering if it matches up. Oh wait. Oh look, we could do a live on-camera test. Let's see if it's the same. Yeah, the hole's a little bit bigger than the lens piece, but it's close enough that if I use these on the wall and I wanted to cover it up, I would use this piece in a solid color so the light only came through the lens portion. And that'll be another thing to test with the lights off in my Lego room. So, if somebody comes by and they're like, "Why are you in your Lego room with the lights off?" That's why.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, that's why. That's why.
None of your business. Keep walking.
So what you should do is there's an episode of The Simpsons where Bart puts all the squishy flavoring in one ultimate squishy and then drinks it and whatever. But you should just line up all of those lenses, right? And then shine a light through it and then see if you can blow out a wall or something with a laser that comes out of there.
That would be amazing.
It would be amazing.
I don't think my homeowner's insurance would cover that. Although maybe I could claim as an act of God. So
there you go.
The instructions didn't tell me it would blow out the wall. How? Then the next time the announcer reads off all the and this may blow out the wall in your house. Don't spray it in your eye. Don't shine a torch through it.
Matthew, you have 2 cats, so it's home meowners insurance.
Ooh. Oh, that joke has fallen. Speaking
That was
of,
a perfect
hello, Mr. Sandlin. Hello, how are you?
That was the perfect joke.
It was.
I'm building the shark ship, so I've gotten this far.
Ooh.
There's a lot of cool, sort of guts colors, So yeah, it's starting to look like something now. This is bag. I just finishing up on bag 6.
Did they use puke green?
Huh?
Did they use puke green in it to give it that gutsy feeling?
Well, the teeth are, But yeah, it looks pretty neat so far. There's a lot of bricks sort of stack and wedge together, but it is a real sturdy chunk now. So
How is the sloping on it? Is it nice and gradual? Did they do a good job? I'm asking your opinion.
Yeah, I think it looks pretty good so far.
Okay. It's not going to get a mark do-over because you're like, oh, they could have sloped it better.
I'm more picky about spaceships and stuff like that, or Star Wars ships where it looks like they cheaped out on something.
Yeah. What's your overall thought on the design quality of the Dream sets? Because sometimes I feel that
Of the what sets?
the Dreams lineup sets,
Oh,
I sometimes feel that when Lego owns the IP, it seems like the designers have more time to work on the designs and refine them just a little bit more.
Yeah, I think the sets themselves are really cool. I think it's unfortunate that it kind of feels like the stuff there's been a lot on clearance, I think, which is too bad, but we talked about that on the show before, and I think we all sort of saw it coming. I think Lego competes with themselves too much on with this theme, but I mean the design of the sets, I think, is good. They have really interesting, imaginative designs, and I really like the new Raven set. It's one of the new ones, and the Z Block mech looks really cool.
Yeah, I mean, that was kind of my thought when they had the video sets, that the actual video car sets with the giant speakers were a lot of fun to build. I certainly had a good time, and I'm not automotive inclined, but I enjoyed the dream sets, even though they didn't sell well. As someone who likes building Lego, I enjoyed the physical process of building it.
Yeah, those actual dreams. Sorry, dreams or video? Video. What are you referring to?
I'm sorry, video. Sorry.
Okay. I was thinking video, but then I realized you were saying dreams. I agree. That wave of video sets was actually really decent, but they had already decided to cancel them at that point. So,
but the quality of the design goes to when Lego has more time. I think the product is more polished. That's just my.
It probably depends on what the part budget is, what they give them, and all this kind of stuff. Maybe in those in-house brands, there's more budget for the box, so they're not paying a fee and a license fee, and they can free them up. For a while there, Ninjago sets were like the best deal. Like the Giant Dragon was like $60, where the comparable Star Wars set with the same pieces would be $90 or something like that. So to me, looking at the cycle for the Dreams stuff, the first line was really good. Then the second line was spotty. Like you had the really cool shark ship, but that car, the Z-Blob car, was really phoned in. And it seems like the third wave, this kind of going to hit the shelves soon, is going to be, he looks neat, or he or she looks neat.
I do think this dude is the most metal minifigure that Lego has made. I mean, just that. Look at that.
Yes, super metal.
That is a metal minifigure. He's got like all the bones and the zombiness and the big old sword and you can hear the guitars from here.
Guitar squeal.
So yeah, this minifigure is rad.
Yeah, it's cool. So yeah, I wonder because the third line we were talking about off before the show, we were talking about Hidden Side, how the third line of Hidden Side that kind of half got released and then disappeared was by far the best one, because the vehicles were good, the fire truck with the transforming thing, the green car, every set in that was super amazing, but they had killed the line and they barely got released. And I wonder if this last Dreams line is going to get that kind of bums rush. Everybody sees it and then they only put it out in a few stores and then it's gone. Because I just kind of get a feeling the Dream cycle of 3 years is done. So
are they ending Dreams?
The REM cycle.
The Dream cycle.
The Dream. I get a feeling. Dreamsicle. Yeah.
The REM cycle.
Yeah, I like that. The REM cycle.
I really like Hidden Sides. I really like that line. It's a shame.
Yep.
I don't know. Dreams has a TV show, so maybe they'll stick around longer.
Yeah, but none of the kids that I know ever talk about it or watch. I mean, I really don't know of any kids who are watching it. So, I mean, I don't know. I could be wrong.
So, do you think that? I mean, for Lego, there has to be a company cost for developing each new line and doing the box art and all this kind of stuff. Is it that it's so much cheaper because it's a self-owned IP that they could just run it out, and if it doesn't sell, they just kill it? And I mean, you would think the bean counters would be like, guys, we got to make this money count. We just paid you over 5 years to design all this stuff and roll it out, or I don't know. Be interesting to ask Boone about this off camera.
Yeah, he probably can't talk about it in front of camera, but I mean, if you could, I saw that question before. I was going to get to it. I'm not going to show the picture because it's rumored, but there's a rumor that since we're talking about Dreams, it's a good segue. I don't know if this is a sign for Dreams or not, but they're dumping a bunch of Dreams minifig parts into the BAM, which either means they're trying to promote it or they're trying to get rid of it. And I'm thinking it's the get rid of it kind, but that's just me. But there is also in that picture that they showed a dark blue classic space torso with yellow hands, which that drives me nuts. That'll be just put the dark blue hands on it, dadgummit. But there's no other parts in dark blue. Number one, is it going to be like a big sellout, like Minifig Collector just asked? Is it going to? Are they then going to start sneaking in like dark blue air tanks in the one set and the dark blue helmet in a Monkey Kid set that costs $300 and that crap? Because I'm tired of playing that game. Honestly, that hunt is expensive and I don't want to play it anymore. It was fun one time, but what do you guys think? Do you think that's going to be a big draw?
I mean, at least the dark blue hands are available in a lot of sets. So
I think dark blue helmet might be available too.
Yeah, I was just going to look into that.
Rex from Lego Movie 2 had a blue helmet.
Yeah, but not classic space, right?
Yeah,
no, probably not.
You can get the motorcycle thick helmet, the Airwolf helmet or whatever from the 80s, but you can't get the Neo Classic, I guess, helmet in dark blue yet. I'm sure they will slip it in one creator set, and then
or a UCS Star Wars set that's like $800.
Well, if they put in a creator set, then you can just buy it off bricks and minifigs eventually. I mean,
so they did it again. The dark blue helmet is only available in those the crappy line of Lego Castle Knights, or of the Knights, the colorful, the Jelly Bean Knights, or whatever they call them.
Skittle Knights is another Skittle Knight helmet.
Yeah, it's from the Knights Kingdom sets.
Those jerks.
Yeah. So I mean, not a lot of people are probably going to have that helmet, which means the price of that helmet's probably going to skyrocket as he goes to Bricklink to buy it right now.
Jeff corners the market. If you can see the Dow, like for Bricklink, all of a sudden the price of dark blue helmets starts going up because Jeff's in there doing like the 80s version of the buy sell on the floor of the stock market.
On Instagram, Jeff posted a picture looking down into his turret, and it's got all these the Nexo shields and the Nexagon pieces, and I was like, how many of those things do you use? And he was like, thousands.
Oh, sorry, that's the A-frames. I was talking about the A-frame pieces. The actual Nexagon, the shield tiles, I probably only use like 100 or so.
Oh, okay. But those Nexagons, like, they only came in those sets, and you're probably driving up the Bricklink price single-handedly.
No, well, I bought those ones all from online Pick-a-Brick anyhow, so. But yeah, those helmets are going in dark blue. Those helmets are already above $5, $6. For ones in quantity. For dark blue, yeah.
Alternate candidates putting information about that the second half of season 2 is coming soon. I hope so. I mean, I want it to do well. I don't want Lego to not have a successful theme and whatever, but it does seem like they're fishing.
They probably need to add like another Z at the end of the name. Then I think the line would really take off.
Yeah,
that's it.
It's a sleeper hit though, too, right?
Congrats on your award-winning movie of 41 years and that dad joke. That was fantastic. Yeah, Drew dropped and he got helmets right after. I thought about it. I'm like, I'm not going to be that guy, but it's fine if you are.
Yeah, the cheapest new ones are $5 or €3.35 a piece, so $5 Canadian.
What kind of quantity can you even get?
This guy has 55 of them at that price.
Woo! That's actually a surprisingly big quantity. Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I'm searching new. I mean, there is someone selling from Australia, selling them for 15 Australian cents. He's got one of them new, but his minimum buy is $10. So
Well, if you're going to pay for, international shipping, you probably want to spend $2.
Well, I mean, yeah, someone in Australia can scoop that one up.
Now, speaking of that, knowing that I hang around, lots of families, parents, people doing Lego stuff. It's like every 2 weeks to a month, I will have either a mom or a dad come up to me and go, "Hey, do you ever shop on that Bricklink?" And I'm like, "Yes."
No, tell me more.
They're like, and I'm like, it's not easy. It's like I basically have to say, basically the site has like 50,000 stores for you to pick from, and it becomes, I'm realizing they're just going to glaze over in about 2 sentences of me trying to explain how to do it. And I'm like, you know what? I will say, if you really want to do it, tell me what parts you're looking for. I'll help you shop for them and I'll buy them for you, kind of thing. Because somebody who's never been around the Lego hobby very much and then trying to take on Bricklink is like you're leaving your fridge thinking you know how to get vegetables, and you go to a ranch and then you have to get vegetables. So that's how it is, and it's way harder.
And if you don't know the part name, it's extremely daunting just figuring out what the name of the part is that you want to order. Like that's a big barrier of entry to new people.
It is. Which Lego Bricks and Pieces or whatever is pretty genius in the fact that you can drop a set name or a set number in there and pull the parts out of it.
Well, you can do that in Bricklink too. You just have to search for the set and then get the inventory. But it's not as user friendly for sure.
Right. You can get it from anywhere in 57 different stores, or you can get it from Lego at twice the price or 4 times the price. It makes sense. All right, so have you guys seen the rumored, I don't know if it's officially released, pictures of the UCS, I guess for a better term, Batmobile, 66 Batmobile?
I did see the rumored picture. It's also, I saw poinsettia flower as well.
I saw the poinsettia flower. That actually looks pretty cool.
Yeah, agreed.
I just want to know when we're going to get our alien sets. I'm so tired of that.
So there's really a Batmobile coming out?
The 66 Batmobile, yeah.
Like a big one?
A big one, yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And I have to say I'm torn because I am collecting that scale of vehicles. I've got a bunch of them kind of on the shelves behind my head, but I don't have the Ghostbuster Ecto 1. I have like the DeLorean and stuff, but I never bought the Ecto 1, and this is another one where it's like, do I really want to buy it? Do I not want to buy it? The Ecto 1 is also end of life at the end of this year also, so it's like you have limited time to decide type thing. So
Jeff, you're going to buy them both. We just know it. So.
No, I don't know.
I only was interested in the Batmobile because I'm like, ooh, there's really cool canopies on there and everything.
Yeah.
Those look neat because there's a back windshield and a front windshield, and then that's really cool.
And if they're printed canopies, which I thought they were, they might not be available on Bricks and Pieces.
Oh,
do we know when it's coming out?
No, we don't have that info. I don't think. Oh yeah, it was like October. Yeah, I know the poinsettias was October 1st. I don't
care what the poinsettias.
I know. That's the last one I saw, and
I'll
be buying the poinsettias.
Well, I will say I actually engaged my wife twice in saying, "Hey, this looks neat." And when I showed her the Batmobile, we looked up from the TikTok and down. Okay, when I showed her the poinsettias, there was at least 2 Mississippis of looking at the poinsettia. And then she went back looking at her phone. So
that's everything. That's everything right there.
That's an eternity of interest from.
But it works. I mean, it works well. I'll get it out with my Winter Village stuff for the holiday season, and just like, hey, let's get out the poinsettia, and let's get out the Winter Village, and then we'll put it back away every year. So,
Chris, I know you already saw this for sure, but Stainman Zachary posted like a cool airlock door today, and I just saw it. I'm like,
it lights. Have you seen the picture he's got where it's in dark and it's lit up and the edges?
that one.
So nice.
He's the bomb.
Jeff, I sent that exact picture on Instagram to the other three, and I said, I hate this guy, and I admire him at the same time.
Yeah.
Everything he does is so polished. It's
It's irritating.
it's
Mhm.
irritating.
Quite irritating.
Exactly.
Yeah, the highest praise you can get from this group, if we're like, man, I hate that guy, because somebody's taking it another level and killing it. I hate that guy. All right, so from there, let me see if I can pull up. Jeff, you may be able to find it better. The new Mario, they officially released pictures of the Mario Racers.
Oh, Mario Kart.
Mario Kart, yeah.
Yeah. Give me a minute. I'll grab
Yeah, if you got can you grab those? What do you guys think about those? They're still compatible with the Mario game figures and not minifigures. What do you guys think?
I think there's a lot of fans that are going to be screaming in anguish because fans have been dying for minifigure based Mario.
Agreed.
Do you want me to send you a link to it, Chris, or sure?
Sure. Or yeah. that'd be fine.
Sure to which one?
Sure.
Whatever you do is fine.
Okay, I'll take that as I take your sure as a share.
Sure, dear.
Sure.
It's a southern slurred share.
Sure. All right, there. There's the start and everything. I guess it's Rainbow Row after you get past like 3 guardrails, right? You're driving off into nothing.
I hate Rainbow Road.
Oh, everybody hates Rainbow Road.
I mean, the figs are almost minifig. Like they're basically the minion character size for the most part, and it's just like, oh, so close to minifigure. I know they were trying to keep it with the scale to the actual Mario and Luigi type thing, and it's like baby Mario and Luigi are in these sets basically.
Right.
But
I like the fact it looks like the shells actually come out of shooters. So that you
Yeah,
put
they
them
have the
in
shooter-
and they fire.
yeah, they come into the stud shooters, so they just have
The
a stud
what?
built into the back.
The shells.
Yeah, you can kind of see it back here. I can't get any bigger on this picture, but they have a little tail, like basically a little poof of smoke out of the back or something like that, like in the game. I mean, I knew these were coming as soon as that banana piece came out earlier this year, and they like without the face of it on it, obviously. But when I saw that banana piece, I'm like, yeah, they're making Mario Kart,
Yeah.
you know. So
It's Mario in the States, but Mario in
I might be the only person that says it that way.
Okay.
Just wait to hear how he pronounces Ninjago.
Ninjago.
But it's actually Ninjago because that's how the theme song said it. So. And that's what they yelled out. They yelled out Ninjago.
I'm just giving you grief.
I'm Team
I
Sonic.
know.
Go Team Sonic.
And the heads just look horrible.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
My
don't.
son likes it. My son wants it. But he's
Yeah,
7 and stupid. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
The Donkey Kong's cool.
The thing that about the heads, it reminds me of when the not the Frozen, what was the Wicked sets came out, and my friend who doesn't buy Legos like, oh, I heard like they're gonna make Wicked sets, and then they came out, and I'm thinking these are ugly heads. Like I don't.
The Wicked Ugly.
Wicked ugly, exactly.
That's probably the best set right there for the money. It's like that's probably a $20 right there, and
Yeah.
it's pretty neat.
Okay, how many times do we have to put that one up? We know I'm pronouncing it wrong. Give me a break.
I'm not doing it.
I'm not going to say the S word, so don't even try it.
Sorry.
Exactly.
Ooh,
Um,
shots fired.
Ooh.
Someone did do a comparison. I think it was Brick Fanatics or whatever did a comparison against these vehicles versus the actual vehicles in game, and they were fairly accurate.
Hmm.
So, I mean, they did spend some time trying to make them as screen accurate as possible.
I mean, that windshield is pretty cool.
Yeah, with the eyes.
Question is, are they rubber tires or plastic tires? We don't know yet.
They shine enough to be plastic.
Hmm.
Like, I agree. You don't. The one that was obvious, like, because they're blue. Like these ones are blue, so I'm assuming those are hard plastic wheels.
Yeah, that's They could have made the intake on that that kind of F1 inspired a little thinner. That looks a little jank right there. There's plenty of Lego pieces and technology to have made that really kind of flicker, I think.
Yeah, it looks like the front end of some of the Vic Vipers that were, or not the Vic Vipers, the Battlestar Galactica, the Vipers. Yeah, they were Vipers. Looks like the front of the Vipers that we were creating like 20 years ago, right?
Yeah.
Can you zoom in on the fire? They got like pieces in binoculars.
That's as close as I can get. No, they're just the 2x2 rounded plates with the holes in them.
Right.
And then those are in those pieces with the little tip that comes out, and that goes into the.
They look like binoculars.
Yeah.
How'd they do that?
I mean, you could have done it in binoculars, technically.
Could you?
Yeah. Well, I mean, not connected to the hinge plate or the hinge brick, but you could have the flames come out of the one end of the binoculars, I think. Anyway, I don't know. So. Yeah, like I said, I mean, the scale doesn't look great.
No, the scale pushes it up. They'll be expensive. They'll be whatever. Minifig scale would have been so much nicer. They could have still done some pretty good building techniques with minifig scale and made these really good. So, there's a Walmart near me that has the original Mario base kit marked down to $26, still behind the glass, so nobody's picking it up on clearance.
Do you have pictures of the Batmobile, or is that no?
Verboten. I'll send them to you later.
Verboten.
Just go on Instagram.
I'm just trying to see if I can pull up the. Hold on, I can pull up the set. I just see if I can pull up the new sets. Not yet released for 2024, which isn't necessary. Yeah, it's not in here yet either, so still foreboding from that point of view.
Verboten.
Because Lego's going to cancel our show if we were to show it because we're so
right.
100%.
What is that?
It's a helicopter. I was going to send it to David Sincere.
Yeah,
because he loves helicopters.
Is that like an old one, or is that something coming out? Ooh,
it looks like one of the Technic magazine poly bags.
Matthew loves helicopters.
Does he?
It looks like a slicer or whatever from the late 90s.
Pretty much.
Just what we need, another helicopter.
Ugh, absolutely. Yet another helicopter. Well, I will say, I got a feeling mechs are now passing the helicopter, because I went to Walmart today looking for something. I popped through the Lego aisle, and it's like mech, and all the little mini mechs are exactly the same. They're, except for the couple of pieces. It's like the laziest thing, because the Darth Vader mech looks just like the Batman mech. Just looks like so boring.
The heads are different.
Just for Nick, I'm surprised they haven't made any Mario mechs yet.
They could.
Yeah.
He's not lying.
Oh, me. All right, everybody. It is an hour, so let's go ahead and land the plane. Everybody, thank you for hanging out with us. We had a good crowd today. A lot of our friends in the chat, so thank you guys for hanging out with us. And maybe next week, Meredith will be here to share with us her Brick Slopes adventures, because I know she brought home some awards and stuff from that. We'll be excited to hear about another convention. And the convention season's winding down. What other conventions are left?
Canadian ones, right?
Yep, the Bricks and the Six in Toronto in November.
And I'm going.
And Matt's going, so that's good. I think there's one in Quebec in September, but
you still have BrickCon in Seattle coming up, I think.
That one too. Yeah. I don't know of any others I can think of. But...
I think that rounds it out.
And Scarabek, I guess, is coming up too, but I don't know when that one is.
It's in Europe.
Is Scarabek like invite, or can you just show up and go to it?
It's lottery.
Oh.
I think it's like a lottery. You apply and hopefully you get chosen. Because it's a small. At least I know because the people are a lot of it. You get to stay in some of the cabins that they have around because it's in a in a park type thing, like in a resort area. So the lottery I know is for the cabins. I don't know if anybody can just go and participate.
Okay.
So
Well, and then I guess it'll be the season, and then we'll start back off because everybody in this room will be at Atlanta Brick Convention in February. So I'm excited about that. So,
Which registration is now available?
oh
yeah.
Is it updated, or do we still have to email that or enter stuff in that form?
Probably the
Like,
form.
I haven't read.
Sorry, he was suggesting that this year there might actually be an interface that we can actually create accounts versus emailing them and saying I would like to go.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
a month ago, I found the email form on the site, and I just said, I would like to display what are your mock rules and all that stuff, and I still haven't heard back. So
They just got done with Tampa. Is that right? So they just are coming off of an event, which I think was successful. Tampa is so.
And right before that, they had Nashville. So they've been busy. I mean, truthfully, it might seem like they're slacking it because we only are focused on the one show that we want to do, but they're busy.
Yeah. The good thing is the hotel that's attached to the venue in Atlanta is open. So hopefully that will be a convention hotel with a good rate. So because that's where I want to stay. So
Yeah, it was a little more expensive though for that one. I'm looking at the Holiday Inn, which is in the same parking lot, and it's not that far of a walk, and it's probably half the price of the current of the rates that they have, the normal rates. So
yes.
He says
that is one of my I'm tired tells, the little scratching under the arm there. So yeah, I got up at 4 a.m, so it's time for bed. Yeah. So anyway, Nick, you need to come down to Atlanta Brick Convention. I think Nick and that whole crew from Whammalug y'all should come down.
Awesome.
You come down. He's happy. All right.
I
Good night,
tried-
everybody. Smell my fingers. Anyway, good night, everybody. Have a good night. Be awesome. Build awesome. Be kind to your neighbor. Have a good evening.